There are new concerns tonight that commerce at our nation's borders may be taking priority for some over public health and public safety. Critics say the federal government's commitment to the so-called Security and Prosperity Partnership, what many call the blueprint for a North American Union, has driven decisions to keep trade flowing between the United States and Mexico, while at the same time leaving open the charge that commerce is taking precedence over public health concerns. This may contribute to an explanation as to why the Obama administration has kept our borders wide open during the swine flu crisis with only what the Secretary of Homeland Security called passive surveillance. She since recanted the term. We don't know yet about the practice. Casey Wyan has our report.
Customs and Border Protection agents are a front line of defense against the spread of swine flu from Mexico. But until today, many have been limited in their use of masks to protect themselves from the virus. A CBP spokesman in California told CNN Thursday morning all agents in that state have been given masks, but can wear them only if they encounter someone they believe is sick, which according to the agents' union means they would have already been exposed to the virus.
We think that the agency has taken a wrong turn with this. They're concerned with the political aspect of what it looks like to the general public.
Masks can reduce the risk of getting the flu in crowded areas. Just across the border in Tijuana, you can see Mexican customs agents wearing them. Later Thursday, the Homeland Security Department clarified its policy, saying frontline customs agents can now wear masks at any time. The Obama administration continues to keep borders and ports open so commerce is not disrupted, citing the opinions of health experts.
They have not recommended a border closing. From their perspective, it would be akin to closing the barn door after the horses are out, because we already have cases here in the United States.
But another factor may be the Security and Prosperity Partnership, a commitment by the United States, Mexico, and Canada to a common set of goals. In 2007, the SPP produced this plan to deal with a flu pandemic. Its unifying principles include slowing and mitigating the disease and appropriate border measures that will give due consideration to free trade. There is no provision for closing the border.
Even though those documents might have been all fine and dandy in the cool light of a conference room before this crisis happens, it's obvious to me that our neighbors to the south are not worrying about some document that was signed a couple years ago in a back room. They're shutting down their commerce. Businesses are being closed. Schools are being closed.
But not borders. And that's unacceptable to some lawmakers. Republican Congressman Duncan Hunter of San Diego today repeated his call that the Mexican border be closed to all non-essential crossings, which he defines as medical or commercial traffic. Lou?
And this as the government in Mexico City announced all so-called non-essential government employees will be off for the next 5 or 6 days. So it's taking things a little more seriously and responding a little more vigorously.
Absolutely, and that's one of the things that Congressman Bilbray pointed out, and he's no friend of the Mexican government. He's been very critical of them on border security and other issues in the past, but he says on this issue, taking the swine flu virus and its threat to spread throughout the world seriously and taking action, they have a much better record, in his view, than the U.S. government does, Lou.
Well, much of the Obama administration is spending its day worrying about nomenclature and trying to dissuade news organizations from calling it swine flu. The amount of time given over to that politically correct initiative is actually astounding. Casey, thank you very much for bringing us up to date. Casey Wyan.